Hey, congrats on booking your call. I want to cover a few very important things before we jump onto our call together and tell you how I was able to take my cryo spa from $0 to 1.25 million. Yes, that is million in less than 2 years using the system that I hope that I will be able to teach you and tell you about on our call together, okay? Some basic housekeeping things before we jump on our call is your call is booked, okay? It's locked in. You don't have to worry about that. You're gonna get a few text reminders and some email reminders reminding you to show up for this call, okay? Please respect my time, please respect my team's time, and actually show up to the call. We're 100% confident that we can help you no matter what scenario you are in, okay? There's a 0% chance that we can actually help you though if you don't actually show up to the call, okay? So please show up. The goal of the call is for me to get to know you, get to know your business, to see if you would actually be a good fit for our system, and to see if our system can actually work in your business, all right? So now that the housekeeping is over, I'm gonna tell you a little bit on how I took our cryo spa from 0 to 1.25 million in less than 2 years using the exact system that I hope to teach you on our call together, okay? So a little bit about myself. A little over 2 years ago, at the time of recording this, we started our spa in December of 2019. And even prior to that, I would say in the summer of 2019, my fiance, my girlfriend at the time, fiance now, Kayla, she came to me and she said, "Hey baby, I want to start a business. I want to own my own spa." Now I was working in the corporate world, traveling all around the United States, really enjoyed what I was doing. I was, doing my dream job right after college. And so for me to jump from doing that to jumping into the spa world, the industry, being an entrepreneur was scary as hell, right? And maybe you have gone through something like that in your life where you made a big jump into entrepreneurship and really not knowing what to expect. That was us, right? We had no clue what we were doing. But we went all in, both feet on the ground, we went all in. And what Kayla decided to do was go back to school to become an esthetician, okay? Now, while she was in school, I knew that in order for our business to be successful, in order for it to actually thrive in a very digital economy, we would need some sort of digital marketing system to make sure that our calendar stayed full. So what I did was I took every single dollar out of my 401k. $27,000 that I had saved up over the course of like 7 years from my corporate employer, and I paid a coach, right? I paid a coach $27,000 to teach me every single thing we would need to know on how to market our spa. Now, why did I do that? Well, again, we were all in. There was no exit path, right? It was this or nothing else, okay? So if I can't, I must is a slogan that we kind of put together, and it allowed us to kind of not only get started, but keep us in the game long enough, okay? So while she was in school, I was learning from my coach, and he was teaching me a system. He helped me build a system with my own two hands so that when we opened up our spa doors, we would not have to worry about how the next person would come through our doors. We didn't have to worry about whether or not our payroll was going to be made. We didn't have to worry about whether or not we had to shut down for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month to be able to afford our business, right? So we didn't have to worry about any of those things. And so when we opened up our spa in December of 2019, Kayla came out of school. I turned the marketing system on right away, okay? Turned it on right away. Had really no idea what to expect. It was the first time I had ever turned it on. And less than a couple of weeks, we had Kayla, who was the full-time service provider, right? She was the only one doing the services at the time, and I was the marketer, right? And so we turned it on, and her calendar was like booked, like weeks, 6, 7, 8 weeks out, and we were just like blown away. It was amazing. Our lives had completely changed, and for me, it was like, hey, I built something. And it's actually working, and to see it like happen in front of my eyes is really, really powerful, really cool. Now Kayla was working, 60, 70-hour weeks trying to keep up with the volume that we brought into the spa. And it got to a point to where we actually had to hire. I told her in order for us to scale, for her to be an actual entrepreneur where she's focusing on growing the business and not working in the business, we would have to hire. Okay, so just shortly, like 3 or 4 months after we opened up, we actually hired and we got into a bigger space. When we opened up, it was a very small room, about 400 square feet. Okay, I mean, I know a lot of you guys out there probably do start out that way, right? If you're a solo esthetician, maybe a lash artist, PMU artist, a lot of you guys start off in a smaller room, and that's totally fine, right? Totally fine. But in order to really grow, in order to what we call economy of scale, you have to be able to repeat what you are currently doing as a business owner and bring in more people to actually provide more services. And we understood that. So what we did was we got into another spa where we were renting out 3 rooms. Okay, instead of 1 room, we went to 3 rooms and we hired 2 girls. So now we had some help. And right around that time is when I started telling people about what we do and who we are. And I had a couple spa owners reach out to me and said, "Hey, DeMarcus, like, what is it that you guys are doing that's working so well in your spa?" And I was like, well, I built a digital marketing system that allows our calendar to stay pre-booked with people on autopilot, right? It brings new people in on autopilot because it's a system. And they're like, wow, do you think that could work in our spa? And I was like, I have no clue. Honestly, I have no clue if it will work. But if you're willing to give it a shot, I'm willing to see if it'll work in your business. Okay, so our very first client, I think maybe our second or third client that I teamed up with, she's a client with us till today. She had a cryo skin machine. And a lot of you guys have cryo skin machines. She had a cryo machine. At the time, we had no idea what cryo body sculpting even was. Kayla was doing like lashes, facials, waxing, some sort of like soft chemical pills, stuff like that, hydrogelly mask. And so we had no idea what cryo was. Our most expensive service that we were doing at the time was about 100, maybe 150 bucks. And then I teamed up with a cryo skin business owner, and she said, "Hey, I want to take my business to the very next level, right? And I need your help to do that." At the time, she was making about $10,000 a month. She had a full-time, or her husband was working for her full-time, and she had a part-time receptionist. Okay, that was it. And so when we turned our marketing system on in her business and started pre-booking her calendar with more cryo clients, it absolutely changed the game for her. Okay, to this day, she has now 4 locations, over 20 employees, and she does consistently about $60,000 to $70,000 per month using our marketing system. Okay, she does not have to worry about whether or not her payroll gets met. She doesn't have to worry about her bills being paid. She doesn't have to worry about the business operating if she goes on vacation, right? It's because of the marketing system, all right? And so for us, when we started scaling like that, and we started having people reach out to us, is when we started to really scale as well. Okay, so what we did was we decided that if we were gonna actually do it and do it the right way, we needed to get into a bigger space, hire a legit staff, bring on a spa manager, a receptionist, the whole 9 yards, right? And so what we did was we took all the profits from our business at the time and dumped it into a completely brand new building. Spent about $35,000, $40,000 in our renovation, and we brought on cryo, right? We brought on cryo body sculpting after seeing how successful it was in our client spas. Okay, we went from about $10,000 to $15,000 per month in revenue with our 3 employees at the time to jumping to about $30,000 to $45,000. We were blown away. Our lives were completely changed, and it's never really been the same since. Ever since then, we haven't had a month that's less than probably $30,000 to $45,000 a month. Okay, and it's all about creating what we call our perfect customer journey, or our Walt Disney customer journey, where our clients are being walked through an online buying decision through our digital marketing system. Okay, so that was a little over 2 years ago. Here we are today. Just a few months ago, in March of 2021, we had our record-breaking sales month. We had $91,000 in sales, and we do consistently about 50 to 60. And there are some ups and some downs, but we stay pretty consistent because our system is generating new clients on demand. Okay, once I actually saw how powerful this system was, and not only could we replicate it in our business, but we can actually replicate it in other people's business, I went all in. I hired a team of A players. My entire team works virtual, and they now help me be able to scale our digital marketing system across the United States. Okay, we now work with hundreds of different cryo spa owners across the United States, and we actually implement our Limitless Cryo Spa inside of other businesses as well. Okay, we now have 7 employees in Cloud9 Luxury Spa, 7, 8 employees. We have 6 treatment rooms. We've scaled our business. We've opened up some smaller remote locations. We've acquired a few other cryo spas in Arkansas, a couple in Florida, and South Carolina coming pretty soon. Okay, so why do I tell you guys this? Well, it's not to brag. It's not to boast. Not to do anything like that. It's not to build my ego. It's to let you know it is possible. Okay, it is absolutely possible. When you have the right team, right, the right offer with the right sales message, you can absolutely take your cryo business and scale it to the moon. Okay, there's no reason why you can't have a 7-figure business. The only reason that stops you from having a 7-figure business is if you are living your life on a 5-figure mindset. Okay, and so it's my job, it's my team's job to not only help you coach and consult you on how to market and grow your business, but actually how to think about making business decisions that a 7-figure business owner would make in their business. Okay, so once we started to get really, really good at what we were doing, and we were pretty successful and blessed, and early on with this stuff, and once we learned how to do this and to put it into a system is when we really started to scale this thing. Okay, so Kayla is my fiance, right? And so she's perfected a way to actually get 1 to 3 inches off the body each and every service. Why? She's just been doing it for so long, right? And she's taught so many people on how to do this. We actually have cryo spa owners just like yourself that fly and drive to our location, and we actually fly and drive to some of their locations, and they pay us to teach them how to get really good results with their cryo machine. Okay, so when you think about this industry as a whole, right? When you think about it as a whole, there's really 3 fundamental pillars that if you knock out the park, if you get these things in alignment, you're going to have success. Okay, the first one is being able to get results with your machine. The second one is being able to upsell into packages. Okay, and the third piece that ties this all together is kind of like the glue, is the marketing. Okay, when you can be the best cryotech or have the best cryotech and get the best results in your area and know how to sell it, we got to get people to know that you actually exist. And that's what the marketing is for. Okay, so I learned how to sell. We learned how to eventually hire our own sales team, right? So I understood that for us to be able to grow and scale, I couldn't have Kayla or a receptionist or a manager answering phone calls from leads that the system was generating. So I actually hired a sales team of estheticians, trained them up on what this was, and now they are jumping onto phone calls with leads that our system generates, and they're actually closing them on the calendars of not only for us, but also for our clients. So just imagine, I mean, in an ideal perfect world, you wake up, you look at your calendar on your phone or your desktop or wherever you're looking at, and it's full, right? And you did not have to do anything to get them onto the calendar. You just show up to your business with your team, provide an awesome service for your clients, and make sure that they are getting amazing results, and you get them to fall in love with you and your business, getting them to buy more and more and more and more. Okay, so that's actually how we were actually able to scale our business to go from 0 to 1.25 million in less than 2 years, is by using this exact system that I want to help teach you. Okay, and I learned this as a cryo spa business owner myself. Okay, and me and my fiance, we teach others out there on how to do the exact same thing. Okay, so we do all this now, working 3 days a week, taking 4 vacations a year, 1 every quarter. Okay, I'm sure you didn't get into entrepreneurship to work 60, 70 hours a week. You probably got in it for the time and the financial freedom that entrepreneurship promises you. Okay, so I really look forward to seeing you and to meeting you and to getting to know you and your business, to see if what we do can actually help you do the exact same thing. So I look forward to meeting you, and I'll catch you on the call. Thanks for watching this.